This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read by Clarica. Sammie and Susie Littletail by Howard R. Garis. Chapter 10. Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy Gives a Lesson. Uncle Wiggily Longears was a very wise old rabbit. He had lived so long, and had escaped so many dogs and hunters, year after year, that he knew about all a rabbit can know. Of course, that may not be so very much, but it was a good deal for Uncle Wiggily Longears. So the day after Sammie came home from having fallen in the brook, the old rabbit got ready to give Sammie and Susie Littletail their swimming lesson. "You will want to know how to get out of the water when you fall in," he said. "You come with me, and I will show you. It is not very cold out, and I will give you a short lesson." "Be careful not to let them drown," cautioned Mamma Littletail. "I will," promised Uncle Wiggily Longears, and he started from the burrow, followed by the two bunny children. But just as their uncle got out of the front door, he was seized with a sharp spasm of rheumatism. "Oh, oh, oh, dear!" he cried 3 times, just like that. "What is the matter?" asked Sammie. "Rheumatism," answered Uncle Wiggily Longears, and he put his left front paw on his left hind leg. "I have it very bad. I don't believe I would dare go in the water with you children to day. We will have to wait. Yet I don't like to, as you ought to learn to swim. I wonder if you could learn if I stood on the bank and told you what to do." "I think it would be much better if you could come into the water and show us," said Susie. "Of course it would," admitted Uncle Wiggily Longears. "Of course it would, my dear. Only you see ouch! Oh me! Oh my!" And poor Uncle Wiggily Longears wrinkled his nose and made it twinkle like a star on a frosty night, and he wiggled his ears to and fro. "Oh, that was a terrible sharp pain," he said. "I don't believe I'd better go, children. I'm awfully sorry." "Let me take the children and show them how to swim," said Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy, who had just finished peeling the potatoes for dinner. She could peel them very nicely with her long, sharp front teeth, which were just like a chisel that a carpenter uses. "Yes, I guess you could teach them," said Uncle Wiggily, as he rubbed his leg softly. "You are a much better swimmer than I am, but can you spare the time from the housework?" You see, Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy had to do all the housework for the Littletail family, but, as she was a very good muskrat, she was able to do it, and she often had time to spare, so she answered: "Yes, I can just as well go as not, for I have the dinner on the stove, and Mr. Littletail will not be home to lunch. I will give the children a swimming lesson. It will not take long." "Well," spoke Uncle Wiggily Longears, "I wish you would. I must go and get something for my rheumatism." "You had better try a hot cabbage leaf," said Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy. "I have heard that is good." "I will," said the old rabbit, and he crawled back down into the burrow, while Susie and Sammie, with Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy, went on to the brook. The muskrat was a very good swimmer, indeed, and as soon as she reached the water she plunged in and swam about, to show Sammie and Susie how it ought to be done. She dived and she shot across. She swam on her side, and in the ordinary way. In fact, she swam in a number of ways that you and I could not. At length she swam entirely under water for some distance, and the bunny children were afraid she was drowned, but she came up smiling, showing her sharp teeth, and explained that this was one of the ways she used to escape from dogs, boys, and other enemies. Then the nurse muskrat gave the bunny children their lesson. She had little trouble in teaching them, as they learned quickly. She was just showing them how to float along, with only the tip of the nose showing, in order to keep out of sight, when suddenly there was a noise on the bank. No, it was not some one after the bunny rabbit children's clothes, for they had left them at home when they went to take a lesson, but it was a number of boys with a dog who were making the noise. As soon as the boys saw the rabbits and the rat, they gathered up a lot of stones, and one boy cried out: "Oh, look there! 2 rabbits and a muskrat! Let's catch them and sell their skins." "Oh, dear!" exclaimed Susie, who was very much frightened. "Whatever shall we do?" "Don't be alarmed," said Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy. calmly, as she started to swim downstream. "Just follow me. Swim as I do, with only your nose out, and I will save you." The boys ran along the bank, throwing stones at the little creatures, and the dog barked. And to morrow night I will tell you how Sammie and Susie got away and were saved by Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy. That is, if you think you would care to hear the story. End of Story 10.